Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is the 58 Keys Writing Workshop series of videos. Set videos where I talk about how I happen to write something, and then you, please, disagree with me in the comments. Writer to writer, having a chat. This time, well, how to summarise this? Really, it's what our stories are about, and then, what they're really about. And I think there are 2 points to this. One is, well, let's do this with how you would describe your story to someone else. I think doing that also has an impact on how we write it, but this is it. If I am pitching a story to you, a novel, a script, a short story, whatever it is, I will always start with what it's about. But I will do that as fast as possible. And then I will spend much longer on what it's really about. Okay, so John and Jane, 2 characters, are caught up in a bank heist. That's what it's about. What it's really about is, I've got to think of something now. John and Jane, it's obviously about a relationship because there's 2 characters there, got a relationship there. It's actually about fiscal responsibility in the time of austerity all right, you get the idea. The point of your story is not the plot. The point of your story is not the characters. The point of your story is something else. Now, I think if you were starting out writing, or if you were, for example, let's just throw this in there, AI, then you would give me a nice plot, perhaps. And you would give me, well, in the case of AI, you'd give me something approaching a character. Let's not dwell there. But you wouldn't be necessarily looking or providing the undertow. I like that word. The undertow of a story. What's really going on. And you need that. I think actually you might find that you're doing it unconsciously. We all have interests and obsessions that seep through into our work regardless. In my case, I am completely obsessed with time for it. And I wrote a Crossroads episode on ITV here in the UK once. And it's a soap. It was one episode in the middle of hundreds of these things. But I look at it and I think, oh yeah, time that way. I mean, with a soap, you're actually given a scene breakdown. You're basically colouring in what you're given. Apologies to soap writers there, but that's what it felt like on Crossroads. I still found a way to imbue it with references and point about time, even though I didn't actually realise I was doing it. Certainly didn't do it intentionally. So you kind of automatically always provide something of yourself in the story. But I'm saying you need to be doing it more consciously. Because you're a writer, I think I can say this to you. You know that writing is not about the words you use. I mean, it is, but it's also about the words that you don't use. It's what's underneath everything else. What a character means when they say something. Why a character does something, no matter what it seems to be about for it. There are reasons and motivations that are illuminating of a character, and we see them through what they say and what they do. But your job as a writer is conveying more than simple exposition, more simple details of the plot to move the story along. I don't care about plot. Plot comes when you have interesting characters. That's good enough for me. But what I need is a reason to be writing this story. I feel I need to give you more and better examples. Okay, I'm currently working, should I tell you this? Well, I seem to have already started. I don't often enter script contests, okay, but there was one last year where it came along just that, well, actually, I've got an idea for that. It went nowhere. I did nothing, and one of the reasons was, I mean, I did do something, I entered a script, of course. If you commit to a deadline, you do something. What's the rudest word you can say about a script? Let's go with crap. It was a crap piece of writing, but in it, I think I hit something, and I'm now working on whether or not I can, as it happens, expand it, but also just do more with it, make it richer and better. And one of the ways I'm doing that is that I'm looking at what is it really about, and to find that, why am I interested in it at all? All of this is supposed to be so that your audience is interested. Give them something more than an ordinary police procedural. Give them a reason to care about things, but you need a reason why you were interested in the first place. And in this case, even though it's kind of a police procedural, it's a detective kind of thing, it's a crime kind of thing, I have certain things that matter to me to do with that I'm able to put into a character. My character is very impoverished, for example, and I am exploring how he gets hired, because I think that reveals something about the people hiring him, but also the other pressures on him. A thing I don't like in crime fiction is that the detective is always focused on this case, not any of the rest. There's one episode of Columbo, for example, where he references, Lieutenant Columbo makes a reference to having worked late the night before on this other case. That's it. Otherwise, here's the crime, this is all they're doing. And you know that's not right, we accept it, but in this case, I want to explore why a character could be forced to focus on one thing, why it becomes quite desperate to focus on it, and what all the other pressures are on him. And I think I can do it in a certain way with a certain character that will give me something new. And that's what I'm exploring with this. I am coming as close as possible to pitching this to you without actually revealing what it is. Because, the next time you see me, I might have thrown it away. But right now, I am excited because of the character and because of what it's really about. I believe I have quite a good plotting brain by accident. I know I can make the plot work. I am down in the mines working on the character and what it's really about. So, what is your story about? Yeah, what's it really about? I think that helps me as a writer. I know it helps the reader, it helps the audience for your work. I think it's deeply important, and I just really wanted to talk to you about it. Do you know, actually, so this edition of the 58 Keys Video Writing Workshop is about the undertow. So what's my reason for doing this? Because I love it. Yeah, it's not really, is that motivation enough to take up your time when you could be commenting below? Yeah, I might ponder that for a bit while you comment below. Remember, the whole point of this is you and me, two writers having a chat, and that's what the comments down below are for. Wait a minute, I always say down below. Aren't they sometimes to the side? Depends what device you're working on. But the thing is, you, comments, fine. Okay? That's it for this edition of the 58 Keys Writing Workshop. Thank you very much for watching, for letting me ramble off on some things that obviously matter to me a lot. And I'll talk to you soon after you've written more. Okay? It's important. Go write some more and take care of yourself as well. It's important.